Right, I'm here. Just about. Okay. Hello, Rusty Dog here. And still trying to recover from tummy troubles. And so I just want to sit down at the PC and do a little flight to pass the time, and I'm awake. So why not? I'm very awake. Hi Andy. How are you, sir? Welcome. Yeah, so I thought I would do a little flight here. Nighttime, it's real time, real weather. And we are in Germany with an Italian airline, Aero Italia. We'll be flying back to Italy. So we're currently in Karlsruhe, yes, Karlsruhe in Germany, and we're going to be flying into Venice, Marco Polo Airport in Italy. Flight time is around 1 hour 20 minutes. The flight plan is filed, the weather is also filed, and I have all the information I need, and the plane is fired up, and we are here. And the stairs have been attached by GSX, which is the Lufthansa company that have done that for us today. So let's see how this goes. Oh, God, even my voice has been going. I don't know why, or if that's related, or if it's a separate thing, but my voice has been croaky. So I'm going to sound even worse than normal. Anyway, before we start boarding, the 115 passengers to get on board today, so let's start getting this set up. So I just want to make sure that the plane is configured correctly. I'm sure that it is, but I just want to make sure that we are not traveling twin class. We are a single class aircraft, because that's kind of going to be important with the amount of passengers we're traveling with. And it is indeed single class. Okay, that's just what I wanted to know, which it should be, because I believe all the Boeing planes are now set to use this. The Boeing planes have been updated. I think yesterday I did the update, so they've had a couple of tweaks, which means that my co-pilot no longer exists. I'll have to put him back in again if I can remember how to do it. Okay. So I'm happy here with the plane setup. So let's get our position done. So yeah, I hope Andy all's been okay. I couldn't stream yesterday at all. I was in no fit state. But I've been sleeping a lot this afternoon. I don't know why. I fell asleep and then I woke up about 7 p.m. and then I fell asleep again till around 9:30. And I just thought, I just need to do something. And so here we are, at Gate 21 in Karlsruhe. Okay, that doesn't make... Oh, it's not Gate 21. It's runway 21. Where are we then? I am. It's not numbered, is it? Why did I not take note of this? You know, I really wish... Oh, I don't need to take note of it. GSX will tell me. Air services at non-22. Great. Not going to accept 22 then, right? What if we move the aircraft then? Well, we've got 8 suitable parkings. But here again, we've got 22. These are ramps. Okay, never mind. So we've got the airport position and we've got the GPS position. So let's go here, grab one of these, and we'll put it there. and that way we don't have to bother with the gate. Alright, so the company route I already have in, so it's L-I-Z. The flight number is ITA 2627. Oops. Hoping for a nice smooth flight today. And I don't mean weather-wise either. So 21. And I think that's it. Activate that. Excellent. Okay. Performance, I'm not going to do that yet. Let's go to departure arrivals. And we'll be departing on runway 21. Activated, but I'm going to select it anyway. And we're leaving via Tublo 2Z, which is this one. Okay, awesome. Back here, we're going to do the arrival, which is ILS Zulu, runway 4 right, by way of Alba 2E, which is this one. Transition Cardo and Laren. I'd have to have a look at the charts for that one. If the transition's not mentioned in the routing, I tend to leave it out. And partly because I'm not really sure what the hell it's talking about here. Let's see if I can decode some of this. Right, where is OBS? There we go. So we need Navigraph. Okay, let me see if I can decode this. So LIPZ, and we want the star. It's Alba 2E, which is this one. And the transitions that we were offered were Acado and Laren. Well, there's Laren. If you look on our flight route, you see this pattern, this kind of not quite closed rectangle. It's kind of, but wait a minute, this isn't right. Oh yes, yes it is, yes it is. Yes it is, sorry. So we're coming in from this way, and we go along, and then down, across and up, which is exactly the way it is on SimBrief. And then from Laren, don't know where Acado is, so I guess Laren would be the one, right? Dare I choose that? And then the approach is ILS Zulu. Yeah, Laren, see? Laren is there at 4,000 coming straight in. I'm going to pick Laren, even though it's not been mentioned on SimBrief. I'm going to pick it anyway, and then see on the flight plan route if it looks okay. I'm going to go with Laren and like that. So that shape that we saw when we were coming in should appear here. So if we step through the flight plan and we get ourselves from Germany, I'm going to go through by page here. Also checking that there's no... Okay, so here we go. So let's get this up. And there's that route that we just saw in Navigraph. Wow, look at all those waypoints. There's Laren right there, as we said. And it comes straight in. That looks fine. Very happy with that. And it looks like we have no breakpoints either. There's no discontinuities anywhere. Lots of waypoints on the way in though. Yep. All looks fantastic. Smooth. Okay. I think we start getting the passengers on board now. And we are...
Do you want to board crew?
We have no...
Crew bus is coming.
jetway here. As you'll see, there's no jetways, there's nothing here. It's quite a small regional airport, I would say. Lauda Airlines. It's called Lauda because they take the muffler off the exhausts. Oh, never mind. Right.
Pilot's boarding starting.
Hey, Aquatic! How you doing, my man? Sorry if I sound even more dreary than normal. My throat's been not at 100% for some strange reason. I don't know why. But yeah, my guts have been terrible lately, last few days. I'm just right now drinking my first cup of tea in 3 days. Yeah, 3 days. No tea, no bread.
Crew boarding starting.
Okay, so while the crew boards, as much as I'd like to watch these ladies and passengers get on board, you're not going to go through the... He did go through the plane. Yeah, right, so let's get the rest of the setup done. So now we want to go to the performance. So we want to be index. How do I get to the index? There. I mean, that was the page, but I want to go through it this way. So transition altitude, flying at 23,000 feet today. And the average wind is... Actually, that doesn't say average wind, does it? That says cruise wind. Okay. Let me just get that information.
Your passenger's bus is coming.
Now then, I need to get to top of descent. Top of climb. That's 230, so that's 292. At 2 knots. Wow, that's... Hey? No, it is 2 knots.
Passengers.
Wow, that sounds like it's going to make for a very, very smooth flight. Transition altitude then, set to 5,000. I'm going to set it to 5,000 coming down as well. So, oh, can't do the ground weights, we need to do the thingy stuff. Got to do the thingy stuff. So fuel is just over 6 tons of fuel. And the payload is 115 passengers. As you can see, there is no first class. It's grayed out. And the cargo is 2,869. So we'll just put 1469 in the front and 1400 in the back. And that will give us the correct weights and levels for our plane. Passengers, fuel, everything. Now, because I didn't set that before, I'm just wondering if... Did GSX pick that up? 115? Has the bus not come for the passengers yet? Because the sound effects are definitely there. It's just doing the baggage. What is this the bus? No, that's not a passenger bus. It's interesting. Something going around. Yeah, but the planet? Going around the planet? Nah. If it was something going around in the area, in my streets, then yeah, but I don't know what this was. I've been just basically drinking water, not as much water as I should do really, and then just soup really. Okay, so now we can go. I have had solid food today though. We'll see how that goes. Right, so now we can calculate the correct ground weights. Or not. Zero fuel weight, sorry. Duh. Reserve, I'm going to set it to... It's a bit too much to set it to 1. Let's see what SimBrief is telling me for reserve fuel. So let's have a looky. Final reserve fuel 934. So that would be 0.09. So yeah, in this case I may as well set it to 1. Cost index. Oh, I didn't actually check that. I didn't write it down. I normally do. Cost index 71. Also known as the cruise profile. Fair enough. This is something to do with the fuel, right? That's relating to the fuel. Because I know if it's a cheaper airline, the cost index will be lower. I've seen cost indexes of like 15. So the fact that this is 71, let me have a look. Right, the cost index is the ratio of the time-related cost of an aeroplane operation and the cost of fuel. The value of the CI reflects the relative effects of fuel cost on the overall trip cost as compared to time-related direct operating costs. Right, what's that in English? The ratio of fuel costs to all other costs. The ratio of fuel cost to all other costs, such as what? What other cost? Is the ratio of the time-related cost of an airplane operation and the cost of fuel. Right, so what would 100 represent then, and what would 1 represent? If anyone understands that better than I do, let me know. Good. Okay, so this is all we need to fill in for here. Okay, cool. It looks like everybody is aboard, even though it didn't know how many people to put on board, because we clearly didn't see anybody. Who's driving those bottom stairs? The front ones. Anyway, it is not for me to question. Okay, I believe we're going to be set up. Not quite ready to go yet. We've done position, we've done performance, we've done the flight plan. Now we need to do the takeoff. Takeoff is going to be flaps 5, and the center of gravity is 19.2. I have a feeling when the EFB comes out for this plane, the tablet, it may not give us this figure automatically. I think it's doing this in absence of the tablet, and that we'll be able to calculate cargo and stuff on the tablet, and that'll give us the CG, and then we'll have to type it in here. I think so. That's how it works on the Phoenix anyway. So we have a trim of 6.14. This is going to help us balance the plane based on the weight. So let's get that trim. It's just so that when we're taking off we don't The nose isn't trying to push itself back into the ground or push itself too high up. It just gives the plane better, for want of a better term, aero balance. As a Formula One guy, that's the only way I can think of it. Aero balance. Okay, let me do that another way, and let me do, oops. Oh, come on. Why is it always a number I want that you can't give me? Thank you, 614. Awesome. All right, so let's plug in the speeds. So V1, we got rotate speed, and V2, 132. So just let's put that up here. 32. We can add a bit more if we want, like an extra 5. We can do that. The heading out from the runway is 211. So I can put that in as well. And our final altitude is going to be, I'm going to plug this straight in, and the plane will follow the constraints on the way up. So we'll just put this in at 23,000. Don't go 32,000. There we go. Okay, so we've got our initial airspeed, heading, and altitude. While we're up here, let's get the flight directors switched on, both sides, and the auto throttle armed. Cool. Oh, now, does anybody want to do the METAR for this place? EDSB, Echo Delta Sierra Bravo. Who can get me the METAR for this place, guys? EDSB. It's in the chat. Meanwhile, I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to get the rest of the plane ready. Get the flaps up. Oh dear, we've got the wrong. Oh, your damper on. And we've got ground power, so that's fine. Let's switch this over to APU, even though it's not on, so we've got no amps or volts or anything. But when we switch the APU on, the moment we got ampage and voltage here, we know that we're up and running. So we got window heat. We'll leave the probes off for now, put the hydraulics on. Actually, yeah, let's put the probe heat on. So, I know that we're going to be flying at 23. And I also know that the runway elevation is 7 feet on landing, so the highest up from that is 50. But for the sake of 7 feet, don't think so. I'll leave that. I'm going to put this in the auto position. And I think that's going to be it for now. So we'll get the anti-collision light on, because the engines are about to fire, or they will soon. APU firing up. And we should see blue light come on, but also the voltage up here as this thing starts to power up. It's like I don't have it on the screen here. Yep, it's definitely powering. Well, this amp and voltage should kick in roughly around the same time as this blue light comes on. Nobody got the METAR? Guys, I'll do it. I need to know what it is. It's obviously still winding up. There it is. There's the volts. And there's no amps because I think we have to pass the power over to the APU first, right? I'm no electrician, but there we go. We have ampage. Alright, we're now running on APU power. So that means we don't need ground power anymore, so we can call that ground power to go away. And now we'll put the APU bleed on. And now we're running up full amps there. Yes, sir. Okay, so switch over to Gen, which is going to be the engines. Gen 1 and Gen 2. And we're going to get pushback and everything else. The other thing I want to turn on down here is the traffic. That guy. And everything else is good here. I'm not sure whether I want to have these floodlights. This one of these, it's this one. Don't necessarily need them too bright. Oh, okay, stairs have gone, everything's gone. So what we need to do now is go to the ground services and remove the chocks. What? Oh, so I wondered what it was yapping on about there. Yes, I'm doing it. It won't let me. There we go. Okay. You happy? Right, so according to the meta then, we have variable wind at 2 knots, which is what we already put in. Scattered at 4,900 feet, broken clouds at 13,000 feet. 15. The way it's displaying that looks a bit different. 15 degrees here. That's kind of nice. 14 for the dew point, and the Q. The air pressure is 101H. The QNH 1014. So let's get this in the right measurements, and we want to go 1014, which is there. Right, I have the decision altitude, I've got the ILS frequency for the destination, and I've got the glide slope capture, or the localizer capture. So yeah, I think we're ready. Cool, let's switch this off. That's just because yes. And 6020, perfect. All right, let's get this thing. Oh, I tell you what, I don't know. Which way are we turning? It looks like it's going to be nose left. This is the wrong way we're taking off from, so it's going to be nose left, and then we'll just taxi. We could probably just taxi here and then go up. Or we could get to the end here and then do a... Oh, actually no. Can we? Yeah, we can. We can bank it this way. I'm going to see if I can maybe go this way, though. Alright, I think I've got everything ready to do a taxi. We've got the engine bleed on. Quite important. Also helps if all the fuel pumps are on. So we'll get the taxi lights on right now, and the wrong way lights. And actually the landing lights do not go on yet. If you don't mind turning those off, please. Thank you. Seatbelts, chimes, and let's get some radio on as well. We'll turn it down just a little, make sure that it's a little bit more in the background. So, once the... actually, we're going to switch on engine 2 first, so let's get this over to Gen 2. I don't normally check this out, but why not? Okay. Right, flying again, eh?
Delta 75 and over 3%, clear for takeoff, to 0707, next to 1 to know.
Clear for takeoff 36 center, Delta 75.
Hello Captain, we are ready for pushback.
Okay. Well, you're not ready yet. You haven't even put the pin in yet.
And for departure, would it be 119?
So where's our taxiway? There's got to be... Oh, it's here.
1205.
We can make that, can't we?
Yeah. Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
So a night flight, eh? I wanted to do a night flight today. I don't know why. I just had a... what's the word? Not an inkling. I just had a... Yeah. Just had a... What's the word I'm missing? I just had a something to do it. I just had a... Not a need. Yeah, I just fancied doing it. And... I thought it might be cool, because I like doing the nighttime landings as well. A notion. Yeah, a notion. That would do. Yeah. I had a notion to do it. There you go. Thank you, Commander Sauce for Biz. Still running the 2080 Super here. Thank you, man.
Release parking brakes.
We're running 46 frames per second at the moment. Ooh, release the parking brakes. Done.
Release parking brakes.
I just did. Promise. At least I think I did. Did I? No. Bloody thing.
Victor November on Bravo.
Release parking brakes. All engines clear. Start at will.
A notion. Indeed it was. Yeah, a notion. Sometimes my brain blanks and it just goes, yeah, I don't know what the next word is. Wow, it's giving us a tight turn here. But if it wants to line us up for this, yeah, it's going to have to give us a... Whoa, man. This is... What are you doing, you crazy man? Okay, let's ignore him. I'm going to have him reported. Let's get the engine started up. Right, so we should start seeing ampage and voltages at some point. Oops. Alright, so we'll just wait for N2 to get up to about 20. And then we'll chuck the fuel into the engine and see how it burns. Chuck the fuel in now. Oops. Keep pressing the wrong buttons. And as it powers up, it should start creating its own electricity. By which time we can, once they're both up, we can turn the APU off. So ground power obviously doesn't generate anything now. Left engine APU is fully up. Have they corrected themselves? Yeah, pretty much. Oh, there you go. We have voltage on the engine. Very nice.
Set parking brakes.
And this has switched itself back into the off position.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
And you will get such. So let's flick this into the left position. Oh. My stomach is cramping again. Cramps and then it goes away sometimes. Other times it's like it's a call. Oh man. So N1 looks like it's firing up nicely as well. No amps on that, eh? Just voltage. So once the engine voltage comes on, I wonder which will happen first, if the switch will flick. Ah, there it is. And now it's switched off. Okay, I'll leave this on Gen 1.
Thank you, contact on 705.
Bye. All right, I have to tell GSX we have a good engine start. Yes, yes, yes.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Right, so next thing to do, let's slide along to the... Oh, don't I have a key for this? I'm sure I configured one for the... There you go. Because it's the first officer's duty to set the flaps. So we want to set it down to 5. I don't know whether that's 2 or 5. What's the thing here?
Unlocking gear.
No, it's only 2. First position is flat 1, then 2, and then I go again. Now we're in flat 5. We'll confirm that here.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so we'll put the auto brakes on now. Might be a little bit early. Actually, no, screw it. I'll do that on the wrong way.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass being removed.
Okay.
Left is clear, right is clear.
So the main panel, can we... I can dim the lights around it, but can I dim the displays themselves? Yeah, I think so. Hold on. Because sometimes you don't want super brightness on these displays, particularly at night. It can be too bright, I think. I actually don't know what the button is to do it. Outboard. I don't know what DU is.
Runway 36 center, clear for takeoff. Station 6125.
I mean, you can dim this one, which I did. These are the brightness controls. But for these, oh no, we got background, which is that, and then you've got the floodlights, which the AFDS is basically this, the autopilot thing. Yeah, so you see that lighting up.
8011 heavy approach.
But if I wanted this dimming, no, I guess that, I don't know. I've never even tried to change it, but I guess
8011 heavy.
let's do a light test. Oh, I was going to say, shouldn't these be lighting up, but they've got their own test. And this is for the red, yeah? Yeah. Cool. Fine. Okay, I'm happy here. I don't know what the caution is for yet. Turn it off. Alright, we're ready to go. So we're going to turn the APU off by switching the generator. The power generating the plane has now been turned to the engines, and so we can turn off the APU. Very cool, very good. And we have amperage. We've got amperage now. 45 on engine 2 and 47 on engine 1. I'm sure there's a reason for that discrepancy, but I don't know what. Okay. Let's trundle. Oh, so we want to go over there and then take. So it's first left, first right, and then all the way to the end. Can't be that hard then, can it? So, handbrake situation. I'm not going to get used to not calling it a handbrake. Okay, it doesn't want to disengage. Oops. Hello? Uh-oh. Oh, whew. Outside display unit. Ah, I wonder what that is then. We've got upper display unit brightness, which you would think that would be this, right? Ah, it's that one, look. Okay. Lower. Oh, sugar. Is there a button behind the button? It looked like there was something. There is. There's a button there, look. See that? I'll be dipped. There's two buttons there. I don't know which one that's doing. What? And then is the 2 here as well? There is. Oh, damn it. These are all staying on. I don't know. I think one of them, I would have thought the low would have been this fella here.
Point 1, runway 06, as so fasten.
Oh, it is that fella. Ah, okay. So the upper and lower. So those are the center ones. So outboard. Could that be these? And then the inboard is these? I don't flipping know. Oh, I see. This is my inner one. So therefore, I have to use the outside button to turn this one down, along with this one. Well, let's hold on. Let me put my light on here so I can see what. Ah, it's only got one twiddly thing. There we go. Awesome. I just want to turn the brightness of that down because of the speed tape and everything was just a bit too bright. See, look at the difference. I'm quite happy with it like that. That's cool. Nice. Right, we're burning fuel. Let's go. Oh, it's good. Yeah, so I think I can't remember what version we just updated to on the Boeings, but definitely there was an update on all of them, all the 737 range, plus the DC-6 as well got an update. It wasn't an extensive update, but there was certainly flight behavior tweaks and some systems tweaks as well. Oh, and they patched up a hole in the cockpit, which I've never seen in my life, so I'm not really too fussed about it. Okay, so now that we're rolling, get the... So this, we need to also reset the fuel flow, but we'll do that at the holding point, and then on the runway we'll start the clock and we'll go. Let's put this down a bit as well. There you go. See, nice brightness levels. I think actual real-world pilots, they do like to turn the lights off in the cockpit, or they don't have them bright. I've got the dome light on dim at the moment. I think bright would be too much. We're going way too quickly at the moment. Yeah, we were taxiing just a little bit too fast there. But I find that even though I've done many flights in this plane, I'm still refining my procedures every time. You know, trying to make them better, make them more true to life. Because sometimes I put my landing lights on just as we're taxiing, and you don't. The landing lights only, you switch them on when you're on the runway, and when you leave the runway, you turn them off. So, Karlsruhe in Germany, I bid you farewell, and we're off to Venice to go, and we have a gondola appointment tomorrow. I was going to sing the Cornetto song, but I won't. Oh, gee. Oh, I didn't actually sit at the holding point, did I? No. So let's reset the fuel flow right now. We should be putting the lights on right now, but I'll do it now. So, landing lights on. Should have done that just before going onto the runway, but at least I knew the procedure. I just didn't do it. Right. So, now the engines are on, we can turn on the packs. Air conditioning, and you can hear that. You can audibly hear that, because audibly is the best way to hear something. Right. So we've got ADS-FS. This background light is this one, isn't it? Yeah. And the other one, the dome light, is up here, which if we switch that to Right, see, this is what the position you'd have it in. I would imagine you'd have it in right position after you've landed and you've taxied in and you've stopped the plane. And as the passengers are departing, the captain and co-pilot wants to gather his stuff. And I imagine that's the time you want to get onto the bright. Let's try it off. Off works for me. I can see all the display, that's fine for me. Look how bright the runway is now that we've got these landing lights on. Cool. Alright, let's not linger too long on the runway. So we're going to fire these throttles up to around 40%. Leave go of the brakes and do a punch it chewy. Have I got everything ready? Auto brakes on, fuel flow has been reset. Course and heading off the runway is set, 212. So just 2 degrees off the 210. And we'll start the clock. If I can even find the switch. So we should just be able to punch that and the clock will start. No? Oh, is it not this one? Surely it is. Where's the chrono? The chrono to start the... Of course it's that. Right. Oh no, it's here. Alright. Let's go. 40, release the brakes. And punch it. Looks like the winds are going to be very, very calm.
V1, rotate.
Rotating. Positive climb and gear up. Maintaining around 10 to 15 degrees of climb. I just want to change the range. I'm not quite happy with this. Laps 2. Laps 1. Flaps in. Now we have an IAS here. I'm not going to bother too much with that. Let's get LNAV and VNAV switched on. And let's have the autopilot take the wheel. Okay. Didn't want to for a moment. I think it was just sorting out the IAS that we were above. We're actually flying above that was my fault. That's why I wanted to kick in the autopilot sooner, because we're supposed to be maintaining no more than 250 under 10,000, and we're already beyond the transition altitude, so we can switch to standard here. Oh my god, look at the climb on this thing. 6,000! 6,000 feet a minute. Maybe I think it was maybe pitching up to slow itself down. I don't know. It was my fault. I was trying to pull back on the throttle before going to autopilot to keep the speed under 250, but I must have been a little bit too late on that one. Ah! Okay, that was me pressing the wrong button on the keyboard, and I'm going to be unmapping that one. You see, I've got the, on the keyboard you've got the insert, delete, home, end, and page up, page down. Well, end is what I use to do that. But page down disconnects the autopilot. That's not going to be a thing anymore. Okay, so landing lights off. runway lights obviously don't need those anymore. I can't see the things up here. Would it help with the dome lights on? Yeah, so I think it's a case of once we get up to the cruising altitude we can turn the light off. So at 10,000 feet also we can take the seat belts off. And got the logo light on as well because it's night time, of course. Anti-ice, I don't think we're going to need that at all. Cabin pressure is looking fine. Yeah. Okay. Oh Christ, I've done it again. Right, we're going to unmap this, guys. I had my finger on the autopilot button. Do you mind if I just unmap that right now? I didn't even know it was mapped. So we'll just go into Rusty's keyboard, go by input. Let's hit page down. Oh, it must... No, it can't be. Elevator trim. What? I wasn't pressing control with it. So it's this elevator trim down. Is that disconnecting the autopilot? By doing that? Let's clear it. Okay, everything else needs a qualifier key. Decrease autopilot reference altitude. I'm going to get rid of that. Let's apply and save and go back. I just want to make sure I can press page down now. Yep. I'm mashing the page down button and we're fine. Right, auto brakes can be reset. What I didn't do on the takeoff was arm the auto brakes. Arm the spoilers, sorry. Now that was a naughty. Okay. So I wanted to come outside the aircraft a long time before now. Just to see the airport in the distance. But it should be... I don't know, where would it be? We turned right, didn't we? So, yeah. Alright, let's get the effective range up to... Yeah, we took off from here. So the airport is actually out of... I can't really see back here. Yeah, so it's over there somewhere. Let's just pretend it's that little dot there. Yeah. That's what we'll do. So off we go, up to 23,000, climbing very nicely. And now that we've gone past the 10,000 feet, obviously we can increase beyond 250. And the plane is 6 minutes into its flight, and so far, so good. I like with the Airbus though that you don't have VNAV and LNAV buttons. You know, there's nothing there where you can turn them on and off because it's the plane just does it all for you. It's brilliant. Because when wouldn't you want to use VNAV? I suppose you wouldn't want to use it when you want to tune in your own altitudes and vertical speeds, but if you did that on an Airbus, it would, I think the logistics, don't they already know to disengage? I don't know, it just knows, doesn't it? The Airbus. It's very clever. See, this would auto disengage if I went into VS mode and told the plane to descend, you know, told the autopilot like descend or climb now, that would disengage VNAV. Because it's not following it's unable to follow this anymore. So right now we're on VNAV speed. So I'm just wondering, Does it wait till we get to cruising altitude before it switches to VNAV path? I'm guessing, right? I don't know. There's top of climb, and the green arc is when the plane thinks it's going to reach top of climb, and they both match, which is what you want. And there we go, we've got VNAV path now, just before I'm starting to understand this plane. So now the speed of the plane is being taken from the FMC, which is these, we're in Mach. It's being told now it has to get to Mach 744, so I'm assuring it's going to increase to get there. It's LNAV is obviously the route here, your left and your right turns, and your VNAV is your up and your down, your altitudes and your declitudes. Anyway, next waypoint is Nata, 2.5 nautical miles away. Also represented here, but if you had this on a different screen. Yeah. Oh, that's a separate one. I've already entered the cruise altitude though, so was there any point here? See, this is our cruise page. This is the flight target speed, which we just saw. I don't know what that translates to in knots. 0.744 Mach. There's the flight level, 23,000. There's the actual wind that the plane is experiencing right now. 8 knots, that's pretty nothing. Oh, is this? Oh, this is my first one seeing this. This is how many miles until top of descent and how many minutes, not how many minutes. This is the time we'll reach it in UTC time, Zulu. So right now, where's the clock? Or am I thinking of, yeah, Airbus is here. So we're currently 00 Zulu time, so which is correct because it's 1 AM here. And it's calculating there in half an hour, at 27 minutes, 0027, we will hit top of descent. I've never seen this before, or I've never noticed it, let's put it that way. Oh, that's good. I like that. And what about the descent page? That's the target speed. Oh, it tells you here what it is in knots. Oh, the weather. Yeah, we can get those in now. I've got the weather programmed in. So the transition level is, let me just put it in normal, 5,000. Now, we'll need the METAR for LIPZ for this one. Well, let's get the winds. If anybody wants to do the METAR for LIPZ, you're quite welcome to type it in. Oops, did I cancel that request? Not sure. Okay, let's load in the weather. It should work. There we go. So these are our descent winds for 2,500, which is kind of pointless because we're not going to be flying that high. 150, so 15,000 and 6,000 feet. So we can put those in. That just gives the plane the information it needs. It's already put that in, but I don't know what the QNH is. But just before we get to top of descent, we'll find out and go for it. Actually, I really like the fact that on the cruise here. Okay, Commander Sauce for Biz. Good night, matey. Have a good one, mate. Have a good evening. I like this because it tells me in how many minutes. Well, I can calculate it, obviously. So 25 minutes before we get to top of descent. So when it's, let's say I get to 0020 on the clock here, I know I'm 8 minutes away from top of descent, and at that point, 8 minutes is plenty enough time for me to put in all the information I need, like the decision altitude, the ILS frequency, the course for the incoming runway, everything. Gives me plenty of time. So what I'm going to do is, as I want the legs on my page, I want the cruise section. Oh, okay, hold on. For some reason, I have no control over this man and his screen. Alright, cruise page, please. Oh, okay, let's go to FMC. And next, cruise. Thank you. Right, so now I've got the information there I need, because that's the phase the flight is in right now. And I have this, I've got my engine data, flight, and me other bits and pieces here. Awesome. Yeah, I'm still kind of surprised that even with a 2080 Supercard, I can still get some decent frame rates and stuff out of this in VR. I find that the frame rates have dropped though quite considerably, because I'm only running 30 frames per second right now, where in previous versions my frame rates were a lot higher, you know. And this is happening even in the little Cessna. A flight I did a few days ago in the Cessna was the Cessna 414 Chancellor. I did a VOR flight. Remember the old-fashioned VOR, going from VOR to VOR all the time? I did that in that plane from London City Airport to Cologne in Germany. Yeah, I did that flight. And again, it's not a complex aircraft, it's not like this thing. And my frames were getting into the 40s, where I've been used to seeing 50 and 60 frames per second. So I don't really know what's going on with that. I switched back the drivers, the Nvidia drivers, because I tried out the beta of Flight Sim for the avionics update. And as you run that beta, it basically installs another few hundred megs, and then there's a 1.1 gig update you needed to do. But I did it. I've got it back to normal now. This is the normal non-beta version. But when you launch the beta, it tells you that due to known graphical issues or errors, to go back to a version of Nvidia drivers that are before the 531 range. And the only one I had was 52849, so I put those in, and because I wasn't getting any issues, because I pressed ahead using the 531 drivers anyway. But I wasn't getting any known issues, except my frames were pretty low. So I went back to 52849, and it was kind of the same. I wasn't really getting any improvement. And so I switched from the beta back to the normal Flight Sim. And I'm not really sure what drivers I'm running right now. But right now I'm hitting 35 frames per second, which in this sim is fine. No problem at all. 30 frames per second is good. But I know that it's capable of much more. This is the frames per second I would be expecting if I was in the Phoenix, you know. But I don't know. I can't seem to claim my frame rates back. I remember, I wonder, did I do a clean install of the Nvidia drivers a while ago and not put my settings back in for Flight Sim? I'll have to investigate and see. Yeah, I'm going to have to investigate and see what was going on there. We shouldn't be hearing the radio in the cabin, should we? Now this plane's wallowing around a little bit. Okay, it's making another actual turn here. Let's see what it's doing.
Okay, pedal rotate, kilo Lima.
Yeah, little turn. So it's now cruising at 743, which is slight, yeah, it's exactly what it's been told to do, which is 325 knots. What's that in miles per hour? 500 something? I don't know. It's quick. Quick. What have I got this set to? 80, right? 20. Oh. Okay, so we got 5, 10, 20, 40. Yeah, 80 when I'm up at cruise, 40 on the descent, and then 10 on the ground. No, don't even you dare click that. No. So we should be 17 minutes away then from top of descent. Well, that's not going to change, is it? It's going to do 130 nautical miles in 16 minutes, more or less. That's not too bad. I wonder where it is. Top of descent. Let's have a look. It's going to come... Oh, here. It's going to come between Low, which is at flight level 230, and here where it's starting to drop. But it's only at 228 there. So... it's going to come... Hold on. It's going to come just before we get to Adosa then. Just before, because it's only dropped, what, 200 feet there? Yeah, so it's right on the point of Adosa. And if we look through the flight plan, and we get to our minimum altitude, it's going to be 3,000. So I know I can plug 3,000 into here, so that when the plane reaches that top of descent, she'll start sailing all the way down. Okay, so we just plug that in. I also like to leave myself a good amount of time before getting to top of descent to program all my stuff in, just in case, because I also need the time to think about whether I've forgotten anything. So yeah, TOD should be coming up just on Adosa. It will be before it, but it'll be just before it. Oh, it's so close I can't even see it. Can't even see it. That green circle is top of descent, and Adosa is the star-shaped thing. It's right on it. It'll come into range pretty soon anyway, after we've made this turn. It needs to be, well, where are we? 80. So this outer circle is 18 nautical miles away. So 60, yeah, we've got a bit to go yet before it comes into view. Okay, let's have a look out. Not much to see in the dark, unfortunately. That's looks like a big long road. I wonder where we are. Let's fire up little nav map and see where we are. I don't know if you guys want to see it, but I can make it available. Where's OBS gone? Oh, there it is. Okay, that's way too zoomed in. Alright, so I can bring this up for you guys. Little nav map, which has also been updated with the latest AirRack cycle to go with all the planes. Right, so this is us, and we are at 23,145 apparently, and we are flying over a lot of mountainous region at the moment. It says Deutschland, Österreich, which is Austria, right? Österreich. So is this the Austrian-German border or something? Wow, look at this mountainous region. This is Google Maps, by the way, I believe. Does tell me somewhere. Yeah, Google. So this is a Google Map plugin. There's Innsbruck, look. Ah, is that where we are? We've flown into Innsbruck before, coming in from this way. It's one hell of an approach, that one. Innsbruck is amazing. Oh, right. Let me just untick this. Make the page bigger. So we're there. The plane's just made that right turn. Hey, Omaran, how much time the flight? The entire flight was 1 hour and 20 minutes. And we are a fair distance into it. Let's see if I can find out where we're supposed to be going. So if I type in ILPZ, lips, oh, it's not there. What? Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Okay, so this is where we're heading into, coming in on runway 04R. We'll be approaching into there, and we are we're here. So yeah, we got to come all the way down here and then do that weird rectangle thing, and then we'll approach into there. So we're just going to be flying over a lot of mountains in Italy. Liechtenstein is on our right, and then we've got the Parco Nazionale dello Stelvio. Oh, in the Stelvio Mountains. There's a racetrack in the Stelvio Mountains. Come on, Rusty, you should know it. Mugello? Misano? Imola? Which racetrack is in the Stelvio Mountains? Oh, God. I would kill myself if that came up as a pub quiz and I didn't know. Anyway, I don't know. ChatGPT is my... That's going to be the new thing, right? That instead of the Google is your friend thing, people are going to be saying ChatGPT is your friend. It wouldn't be far wrong now. ChatGPT's... I notice now that some of the search engines are incorporating the AI, ChatGPT AI, into their results. Like Bing has incorporated AI. Google is going to. It's not necessarily going to be ChatGPT, but it's going to be their own thing, their own proprietary stuff. It's going to get everywhere. And even one of the founders of AI have said that people need to be cautious with it. Yeah, I can see that. Right, so we are 10, 11 minutes away from top of descent. So that's enough for me. So let's switch to, are we on Barrow at the moment? Yes, we are. So our 207 is our decision altitude. So let's get that on. There we go. That's in 207. The ILS frequency in Venice is 109.95. So we've got the old-fashioned, we've got the newfangled one here. We can, using the airport equipment options, we can switch this back to the old style. I like this new style though. So I'm just going to switch these two over. And I'm going to put 109.95 into there, and we'll switch that into the active state. That's cool. The inbound course for the runway is 39. So we'll make sure to set this on both sides. all going smoothly, but then the descent hasn't happened yet, has it? Or the approach. And we know that lately, for me, that's not been going well. Right, so that's the course armed. We've got the thingy, the altitude, the decision altitude done. Glide slope pickup is at 3,000 feet, 11.2 nautical miles out. Or localizer pickup, I should say, I think. I think that's everything set. Oh, it's not actually. You need to do the approach phase. And we need to tell the plane what flaps we're happy to land with. I don't know the length of the runway. It's actually telling me here 3,300 meters, 10,000 feet. That is plenty. So I'm happy to land with 30. And auto brakes 1, I think, will be plenty sufficient. There's the course, there's the ILS, and the length of the runway we're coming in on. Isn't this plane just a dream? And wind correction plus 5 knots. There's top of descent. Ooh, is it? Now then, is that a little bit before or after a doser? Ah. Once a doser gets underneath 40, I'm going to change the range down to 40 and keep it there. Omeran. I play this game but basic, not like you, without maps and people up to the plane because I don't understand how to do that. Yeah, I mean, when I started with MSFS, I didn't know very much either, trust me. I used to play Flight Sim X, but I barely played, you know, properly. I certainly didn't fly the jets properly. So I forced myself to learn as much as I could on how to do these things. And I'm so glad I did, because they're so rewarding when it goes right, you know. Cameras and views. It's easy to set up your own cameras though. And yeah, the camera.config file has to be in a certain place, a certain folder. But it's easy to set up your own cameras. It's just a case of what your key bindings are. I've got Control Alt and then the number keys 1 to 0. And then I think that's default though. That's to save the cameras. And then Alt and the number will load the camera in. Let's have a look. I am flying with the basic planes, A320 Neo. Okay, so if you're flying with the Neo, your next step is to go and try the fly-by-wire one, because it's not quite the level of Phoenix, but it's the next level up, and I think you should challenge yourself with that. It's a really good plane and it's free. The 787 and the 737. Well, the 787 and the 747 are all getting avionics updates in June, so you can hold on for that. You bought the 737-800, you don't understand how to fly it. Yeah, I think I've done if you look at my videos, all the 737 procedures are exactly the same. But yeah, just watch me. You'll be able to descend like an amateur, just like me, and take off like a pro. You look professional pilot to me. Hey, thanks for your subscription, man. I'm not a professional pilot at all. I only can say what I know, and a lot of my stuff is guesses as well. Okay, so we're just inside the 40 range, so let's bring the range of the map down to 40. It's going to be coming in soon. Yeah, a lot of it is just understanding the plane's systems as well. So switching this range down to 40, for example, means that this circle is now 40 nautical miles away. So this is 10, 20, 30, 40. And there you go, look, top of descent right before a doser. So as soon as we hit there, which is coming in very quickly now, because this plane is zooming across the sky, the plane will start descending on its own and will pick up the VNAV path. In fact, I think the VNAV path gets displayed by the plane, obviously, gets displayed just before top of descent comes up. So yeah, it knows. So yeah, top of descent in 31 nautical miles. That looks perfect. Now it's 30 now. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for your sub, Omer. I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely keep at it. Honestly, it's very rewarding. If you're gonna start learning the airliners, though, I would definitely start with Airbus, because it's kind of, it's less complex, I would say. So it's a little bit less hands-on. The plane does a lot for you. It's kind of like a Nissan GTR car. It's like a computer on wheels, where so you know the Airbus is a flying computer basically. It's a wonderful plane. And then have a look at the PMDG range. But the fly-by-wire plane, even though it's not the level of Phoenix, is still a superb aircraft to fly. And the sounds, it has all the sounds and the cabin crew sounds and everything. It's brilliant, and it's completely free of charge. The work they do on that plane for free is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So I would never, you know, I wouldn't be one of those people who would go, you know what, I don't need the fly-by-wire one, I'm just going to fly the Phoenix. You know, because yeah, it'd be more rewarding, but nah. There's no way I'm going to put the fly-by-wire one aside, because I want to fly it because the guys do it for nothing, you know. It doesn't have all the systems that the Phoenix does. But there you go. It's free of charge, so, and they're working on it still. And the other one that they're working on right now, the Airbus A380, that's going to be a beast. That's going to be crazy. I've seen the screenshots of it. I may have to get another graphic card to run it. That thing's going to be top notch. Judging by what I've seen, when it's going to come out though, I don't know. It's probably the day after Star Citizen. Actually, I don't know. But it looks amazing. The details they put into the cockpit, like on the A380, these screens are they're touch screens, and they've even got like the sweat from the fingerprints, you know, like you have on your phone. They've got the thumbprints on there. They've got little bits of paint, and buttons that are used more often than other buttons have got more paint wear on them than buttons that are used less. It's that kind of detail. It's stupid, but I love it. Absolutely love it. What are you doing? Don't descend yet. Little discrepancy here. So we're approaching TOD now, top of descent. So let's bring this in just while we're there. I want to see when the VNAV path kicks in. Is it going to be before top of descent comes in? Or is it going to be after? I've seen it done before. Here we go. It's going to start descending, or should start descending. There she is. Oh, so it was after. Okay. Alright, so we're a little bit below the path, but that's fine. So it's retarding the engines right now, just to compensate. We don't want to be speeding up too much. Alright, so what you're looking at here then is, hey Cosmic, how you doing, matey? What you're looking at here then is The purple line represents the ideal flight path to descend, okay, and the white line is the plane. So as you can see, we are below the path right now, so we're just descending a little bit too quickly, and so the plane has retarded the throttles to bring that back, when in reality, if we're underneath, I think you want to accelerate, right? Yeah, you want to accelerate. But anyway, the plane knows what it's doing. As long as these two are roughly level, we're definitely on the flight path perfectly. So all good. But we do have to make a very strange routing now. Now look at this. Well, I say strange. This is normal.
United 127, Monitor Tower 1187.
We're coming in.
Monitor 186, United 127.
Yeah, here, look at this. And I think this is all to give us time to descend and slow down. And we've got decel here as well, which is at the point I'm going to start thinking about flappages and stuff. Flaps. Maybe you can make a video how to do camera views. Yeah, it's really easy. I mean, let me see if I can set one up. If I do like Alt 0 here. So my key, there's in the bindings, you have bindings for saving camera 1, save camera 2, save camera 3, etc. And then you have bindings for load camera 1, load camera 2, and load camera 3. Now my save cameras are Control Alt 1, Control Alt 2, Control Alt 3, etc., etc., up to 0. Right, 1 to 9 and then 0. So let's say I want to put a camera. Let's put the light on. Let's say I want to have a camera that is over here and standing up and looking back at the cockpit like that. Alright? Now let's say I want to save that. I'm going to press Control, Alt and 0. Done. So now if I go back to here, I'm here. Now if I press Alt and 0, instead of Control Alt 0, it puts me there. You don't have to put anything in a folder, it'll save it for you. That camera's now programmed, I've done it. Dead easy. Control Alt, I think Control Alt and plus the number for saving and Alt plus the number for loading is the default configuration. So if I want to put that camera back again, first I have to remember what the hell it was pointing at, which I don't, which I think it was it this engine panel? I think it was the engine panel, right? So I could just get my ideal position, which is not this. Just make sure I've gotten the right tilt and zoom and stuff. There. Let's go. I want both landing lights, so yeah, there we go. And then I just do Control Alt 0 because I want it to be camera 0, and that's it, done, saved. And then if I press Alt 0, it goes back there. If I press Alt 0 again, it takes me back here. Right, let's see how we're doing. Pretty well. We're perfectly on the path, and we are slowing down. By the time it hits 10,000, it's going to need to be at 250. It's not allowed to be quicker. Right, everything's programmed in. We should be good to go. All I need to do really now is make sure that the VNAV path is being followed, and if not, use the spoiler to slow the plane down if I need to. But if the plane does it all correctly and doesn't need my input, all I need to do is bring the flaps out when required, bring the wheels down when required, and land the plane like a boss. Which I think the passengers would kind of require that. So, welcome to Italy, guys. We are in Italia. What the hell is that thing? Looks like an elephant hoovering. There's the elephant's eye. There's the trunk. And it's got a hoover. Vacuum cleaner. Oh, in case you're wondering what this is, this little city town thing, it is. Wouldn't it be Venice? No, I don't know. Google Maps isn't being forthcoming. I can see the town there, but it's not telling me what it is. Padua? Yeah, Padua. And then Venice is kinda over here. Right, we better get in and monitor instruments. Flight path is perfect. Okay, you haven't got long to get down to 250. Oh, come on now. Ooh, what's the meta? How much time to land? I actually don't know. Not long. We're descending now, so
626, taxi link to Foxtrot 1, full shuttle 1.
the knots are here. 240. Now we're coming up to the decel point now. Come on, give me the meta. Quickly. Nightbot. Okay, 1012 is the meta. 19 degrees here. Wow. Oh well, it was during the day anyway. Right, so, where are we? Talk to me, plane. Bring the range down. So we're at the decel now. So I'm going to go flaps 1. And auto brake armed at 1.
Ground Shark 66, minor technical issues. Okay if we park here for a few minutes?
Let me just bring the range up one more time. I just want to see what's going on here. Right, so it's a hairpin left. Okay. I'm not quite following what's going on here. But okay, we'll go with it. I can't remember if there was another turn. So we're coming in runway 4. So the opposite of that, 108 would be 180. No, it wouldn't. It'd be 220. Where's the compass? Oh, here. 220. Which is, we're nearly at 220. Which means, oh my god. Do we have to do another one after this? I actually don't know. No, it says decel there. That's another one. Is that telling me to go to the next flap setting? Not sure. But we are flaps 1 right now. My next flap setting isn't going to be 2 though. I'm going to go down to flaps 5. Let's have a look at the runway here, because can we even see it? Not quite yet. 7,000 feet. So at 5,000 we need to switch the 5,000 is what I've decided is the transition altitude, in which we'll go back to normal air pressure. The actual air pressure, which is 1012. I should put it in here as well, shouldn't I? These are the backup instruments, so it's always good to program them in here as well. I always seem to forget. Now we've got this It looks like a sharp turn, but I don't think it is. I think it's just because of the range we're at. Here we go. So the plane should be fine to do this. I wouldn't trust the ATR to do it. No, thank you very much. So we can be a passenger while we do this. But once we get the flaps down to 5. Because we may need to slow the plane down from 180 to get these turns done smoothly. You know, we are below the line here, well below. I'm pretty sure if you're underneath the flight path, you would accelerate the plane, make it go faster to bring the flight path back in line, but I can't really afford to do that right now. Flaps 5 engaged.
Okay,
I'd rather be under the flight path than above it, but still. I hope the plane brings itself back around again. I've got faith. See, this is increasing. I don't like this. This number should be going down. Why are we losing this so much? Are we going too slow? I think we are, because it says here 210. I'm just wondering whether to tell the plane to, you know, to actually put the speed in myself and have it speed up. I think I slowed the plane down too early. Yeah, I did. I'm just looking at all the waypoints here and it looks like I did. Are we coming in direct on this last turn? Or is there another... Oh, I can't make this out, guys. What the hell? See, this blue line is... okay, I get it. The blue line is if we don't make the runway. Ah, it's up here, look. There we go, there's the runway. Okay, so we're just flying straight in. Okay. The number's coming down now, but we really need it to... See, this is a constraint at 4,000, right? The plane is holding at 4,000, even though I've told it to go to 3, because it knows it's not allowed. It's a constraint, you can see. The plane knows it's not allowed to go beyond that. So once we get to Laren at 4,000, these two should be matched up again, right? I'm going to leave the speed as it is right now. And once we get past Laren, I think, what have we got? Kizaf, and then the final fix. Okay, so as we get to Laren, I'll start flapping it again, because I've gone to flaps 2 here. I don't want to slow the plane down too much. Let's just quickly go to the index here. So 129 knots is the landing speed. We're at 172 and we're quite a distance out still. Yeah, okay. Alright. So the runway's in front of us, but it's a fair distance out. Yeah, I did slow the plane down a little bit too early. I could speed it up. I could take the flaps up you know, so the plane will speed up a little. I'm going to do that. I'm going to allow the plane to speed up until, because there's no deceleration until after Laren anyway. And the plane knows it can't go beyond 210, so I'm going to have the plane speed up, and that should speed up this number. Because going faster will get you more back on track if you're, yeah, I think. If you're under the flight path, you speed up. I hope it's gonna catch up anyway. So this should stay at 210. This is where the purple constraint is, which matches here. There we go. What caught me out was the decel point earlier on. Unless it, I'll have to figure out what these actually mean, you know. Because I've seen multiples of them today. It's just a little bit I don't understand. I thought it was the point where, you know, you start the preparations for, you know, with the flaps and get everything ready for the plane to slow down. But did we have them because we were coming up to some tight turns and we needed to get the plane slowed up? Not sure. But anyway, we're good, we're good. That looks like the runway in the distance there, very, as you can tell, extremely lit up. There's two of them, 04 right and I guess 04 left. There has to be a left if there's a right. So, I think we're fine. And the moment we pass Laren, the plane will descend again, down to 3,000. 55 minutes in. It hasn't been a long flight at all. We've done really well. How far is that final fix out from the runway? 10. Okay. Fair enough. So these aren't constraints here, these speeds, so we're going to have to do this ourselves. So after Laren, it's flaps out. And then about 5 miles out, 5 miles from the runway, we want to be wheels down. And at least by that point we want to be flaps 30. And hopefully picking up the localizer. Come on, plane. Okay, so we have, is this the localizer coming in here? These triangles, these purple ones? And the glide slope is the diamonds. Yeah, this is the localizer coming in now. Awesome. I think it is, right? If I'm not mistaken, the purple triangles are the localizer coming in, and the diamonds are the glide slope. I don't know. I suppose. Okay, the plane is due for a descent now, so if I'm going to flap it now. Going to flaps 5. As the plane is going to start to descend. Now, I guess I can select approach mode right now. Okay, we have the localizer, which is what I think those things are. Going to flaps 10 now. Flaps 15. Okay, I know why. Okay, I know why. Alright, calm down. It'll stop now. I keep forgetting Don't go to flaps 15 unless you've got your wheels down. That should stop. Oh, here we go. Okay, we have the glide slope. We have the glide slope. This plane's going to need to bring itself down. Once it hits the final fix there, oh, there we go. It should start descending now. There she goes. All right, so we've got the runway. If I can get the things right, 8.9 away. Well, when that says 5, I'm bringing the wheels down. We're currently on flaps 15. So again, at 5, we're going to be going flaps 24. Actually, no, I probably want to go out before that, right? Flaps 25. Wheels are down already. Yeah, I had to bring them down, didn't I? And the plane, the autopilot's not going to do this, is it? Oh, shite. Yeah, in all that confusion, I forgot to do the thing. I forgot to do the Q&H. Is this going to land? Okay, we're in flaps 30 now. We're in full landing config. Gonna arm the spoilers. I think I'm just tempted to let it do a auto landing, but it's not going to do it. It's saying single channel. Okay. I'll wait till around 700 and I'll take over and pray. I thought the plane was gonna, I thought the autopilot was gonna lift back up again. It's done that before. And it's funny, isn't it? Whenever I'm arriving at my local airport, at my destination airport, my frame rates always drop like a stone. It doesn't matter which airport it is. It's 31 right now, the frames, but when I go outside it was 12. Absolutely bizarre. Okay, I have the plane. And I think I want to disable the throttle as well. I want throttle control. Thank you. This has happened before, guys, where I had no stick control. I had no stick control whatsoever. And then I have to put in a shitload of throttle for it to even move the plane. And now it's thrown me off.
100. 50. 40. 30, 20, 10.
I forgot to put the lights on as well. What a dick. Yeah, I got thrown to the left there because I had no joystick control at all. And we just put the lights on while we're on the runway. And it wouldn't put the reverse thrusters in. No idea why. 13 frames per second. I'll tell you what, this flight, I don't know if it's graphics drivers or flight sim or whatever the hell, but this is a recent thing where I'm losing frames per second big time when I land. It's not third-party runways or any such thing like that. Great. Look at my shit frame rates, man. I've got the brakes on. How the hell can we be moving? What is wrong? 6 frames per second, guys. 6. Do I need to uninstall this sim and reinstall it again? That takes an entire day almost. I have no idea where the terminal is. I've got no... Oh, I say that. GSX can maybe do this for me. Oh, I guess not. Let's just wait here. Thank you, Omar. Yeah, the game is trolling me. But this happened before where I disengaged the autopilot and the auto throttle. So, you know, to do it all myself. And the plane was veering a little bit off course, and I would just move my joystick a little, nothing. So I moved it a bit more, nothing. The plane just carried on straight. And then I had to move it a lot. And finally, that's why you saw it just go yank all the way to the left. That's how much joystick input it took to get the plane back under my control. Even though I disabled the autopilot. It's still on. Maybe it wasn't disabled. That's the button to disable it. You have to press it twice though. Maybe I didn't press it twice. And it re-enabled and it was fighting me for control of the plane. If you press it once, right, you get this. And it keeps going. So you have to press it a second time for full disengagement. So it could be that I only pressed it the once. And that's why it didn't really, you know. Anyway, let's get the flaps up as we travel in. This guy's going to take us to the parking space. Man. Anyway, we got everything was good. The descent was great all the way to the final approach. Just that stupid autopilot at the end nearly threw me off the runway. That dopey arse. But that's fine. Apart from that, ooh, we're on the runway here. Apart from that, yeah, it was good. Everything was good about it. We are now looking at runway 04 left. I hope there's no planes wanting to come in. So we have to keep an eye on the lights on the car now, in case it wants me to turn right or left when we get to the parking area. There's the terminal. And we'll switch this to daylight mode as well afterwards, just to get a quick look at the airport. I don't think it's third party. I don't remember getting it. But it seems that the frame rates affect the outside view big time. Huge, 7 frames per second, but in the aircraft, well, it's not big either, 20. These are half the frame rates I'm supposed to be getting, so something's not right. Something ain't right. I'm going to clear out my graphics drivers and try and put all my settings back in again. If I can remember what they were. Because I'm losing some bad frame rates here. I'm losing some bad frames here. Once we come off the runway, we can turn the landing lights off. I prefer to maybe bind those to a switch at some point as well. See, now I want to disconnect all the spoilers, but it looks like they've already done that. Alright dude, where are you taking me? Jesus, flip. Seriously? That was a last minute decision. Oh, hang on Kevin, it's this way. Anyway, welcome to Venice, guys. Your gondola awaits, as does your free ice cream. This is looking like a third-party airport. I don't remember getting this. It must have been ages ago. I'm not blaming the airport for frame rate hog, because I said at the beginning of the flight that I should be getting bigger frame rates. Even in the sky when there's nothing around, I should be getting frame rates in the 50s, 60s. Something's happened where I've lost a lot of frames. So I have some detectivizing to do. Oh my god, come on man! How am I supposed to follow this? May drive erratically. Has he got one of those "how's my driving" stickers on the bumper? That was a nice little flight actually. I think I might do it again, but not now. But do it again in the daytime. Because aren't we flying over the Alps? Or we were flying certainly over the Alps, I think. That'd be a nice daytime flight. I don't think this guy knows where the hell he's going. Oh, okay, maybe. Is this where I am? Yeah, he's turned the lights off. Okay, this is my space. Thank you. Hello. I'm staying here. You can wave all you want. So let's get the landing lights off. Power switched over to APU. And engines off. That wasn't a very good parking. Yeah, well, screw yourself. That wasn't very good driving from the dude who was supposed to be guiding me either.
The boarding requested.
Yeah, so I think that's fine. I'm happy with that. The only thing I can think of why I couldn't move the joystick was that the autopilot might have been engaged still. But when I pressed the button to disengage the autopilot, there was only 3 sounds of the horn. And as far as I'm aware, when it just goes meh, 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 that is a full oh, now the frame rates are back up to normal. That's like a full disengagement of the autopilot, I think. So I should have had control.
Passengers bus is coming.
So I don't really know what's going on there. Anyway, let's get all the bags off and stuff like that. Do, 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 do. One guy doing all the bags. Poor guy. I guess slave driver. Well, he's not the slave driver, he's the... Alright, let's turn the radio off. So yeah, everything was good there. I think that was a pretty decent flight compared to what I normally get. I've had worse. We'll switch the navigation computer off.
Passengers deboarding starting.
What else? Oh. Did I not even turn the runway lights on? Clue. No, I didn't turn the runway lights on. All these lights here, just as you're landing, or just as you're coming in under 10,000 feet, landing lights on, runway lights on, taxi lights on. Failure. If I turn the hydraulics, no, I still think the door will close, yeah. I don't know how the door's powered, to be honest. Turn the aircon off now, don't need that.
For a wonderful flight.
You're welcome. And now my frames are down to 12 again. I don't understand. No. Inside the plane we're fine. Outside the plane, nothing. Frame rates just drop like a bomb. One of the things that I'm going to really have to fix, but I don't know that I've fixed it until... Actually, no. I was going to say I wouldn't know if I fixed it until I come into land, but I don't think that's true. I think if I start with a good frame rate, where I expect it to be in the 50s, then my landing should be okay, because it means that everything's been kind of sorted. Oh, I'll tell you what I need to do. Instead of sitting here on the APU all the time, is I can't even get to the part of the cockpit I need to be at. There we go. Right, so we need to go into here, go to ground maintenance, and then decide that's the wrong option. Go to ground services, add the chocks, and request ground power. And once that's been attached, we can turn off the APU. I love this bit, all the passengers getting off. It's such a satisfying end to the flight. And now my frame rates are back up again, look. Like, what in the heavens above? Is it OBS maybe? Because I thought we'd sorted that. Who knows? Okay, so ground power is now attached, so we can turn that on. And that should have killed the APU, but... Oh yeah, and of course, as I said, this is the point where you would go bright here. As the captain would then get all of his bags and papers and stuff ready. Get off my plane, you filthy reprobates.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
I love this bit. It's so cool. 137 passengers. That's not bad. But that means we had 22 stowaways. There was only 115 people supposed to be on the plane. Alright, let's have a look at this thing in the daytime. Oh, it's nice, isn't it? That's an Air France plane in the background there. Oops. See, this is another thing it's doing as well, is it's having these micro pauses. Nice airport. I don't know if it's third party or not though.
Passengers bus is
I can't see a Sobo doing this. See, the bus is full. It only takes 90 people. Let me have a look. I can't even look through my list of airports. Did I buy this at some point? How would I know? Let's have a look. Venice. Must have been a while ago then, because I've got no recent memory of it.
passengers the boarding starting.
Ah, there you are. Beautiful model of the world, BMW. Venice, Marco Polo. I did get it. I'll be damned. Jesus, my memory's so bad. That's a good screenshot. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the flight. I thought it was okay. Definitely need to get my frame rates back. I wonder if it's not here. I haven't changed anything here. Nvidia reflex, low latency on. DLSS, this is exactly as it's always been. The X11, yep. Doesn't have VSync, it has the frame rate limiting at 50%. Let's take this Nvidia reflex thing off just to see if it does make any difference. No. What I can do though is always when I'm testing is I take off any frame rate limit. Oh, just take it to 100. Just take off the limit so it can just goes as fast as it can go. Yeah, no, something's limiting it here. I remember once having it limited to 30 frames, which I was happy with. But it should ease. But even though, since we've been using Nvidia DLSS, it's been managing really nicely. And I was able to have it on quality. I think it's more to do with the Nvidia control panel settings, really. Even on performance, the frame rates are exactly the same. So it's quite happy to be on quality. Am I supposed to put this down to 1080 or something? And then the super resolution brings it up to native, is that what it is? Highest possible frame rate? I don't know. The frames have dropped again now into single figures. How bizarre. Hey, Chainmaker. Yeah, I'm sure I'll work it out, matey. I'll just change up the drivers and I'll wipe the old ones out, do a complete fresh install, and I'll go through all the graphic settings for this one. I'll go through all the graphic settings in the control panel, because I did have some specific settings in there, like setting VSync to fast and some other things. I don't remember all the settings, I don't think. There's certain settings that I switch over to performance as well in the control panel. But even then, I'm losing maybe 10 frames per second over what I used to have, which is, it's a bit. It's quite a bit. If I was a diligent captain, I would be turning down all my lights now and switching off my TCAS. And when I touched down and stuff like that, I would have turned the clock off, which I forgot to do. Now we're at 1 hour 25, I think, here. But yeah, what was that, like an hour in the air? Or an hour since leaving the runway, something along those lines? Do you have a reset button? We do. Oh, it's got a little light on it. I'll be dipped. I wonder if one of the updates has done this, because it was never like this before. And it's not the plane, because as I said, it's the same with the little Cessnas. No, maybe my computer needs a reboot. I've cleaned out the cache, the data cache thing. There goes the captain and co-pilot. Oh, actually no. Doesn't the captain have a little bag thing? Maybe when he gets down. Oh. Is that him? El Capitan? Yo no soy marinero. Oh, 1 hour 40 ago? Yeah, we've been on the ground a fair while though, eh? Yeah. Weird. So a couple of little niggles that need ironing out. The autopilot, I think if I remember to press the autopilot disconnect twice as opposed to just the once, I think I would kind of solve that little issue that I had. Yeah. What are we on now? Ground power. It won't show anything here though. So I think we can turn off the emergency lights, and now that everyone's buggered off, isn't it up to GSX to get rid of the stairs? Do I have to close the doors to do that? Oh, I know. Come here. I think there's an option that just says operate stairs. There we go. Cool, and then just to finish off, one more button. And turn off the ground power. 2 buttons. And we are cold and dark. And that is the official end to the flight. There's not very many planes here in Venice, just, well, at least on this side. There's obviously others over there and others over there. So, yeah, there are many. Now I want to check out what that livery is, because I'm curious. Ah, I figured it has to be something like that, because I saw the Star of David on there, and I saw the... That's probably not a Star of David, to be honest. No, it's not, but it's similar, right? And the way the tail fin was, the Portuguese plane is easy for me to recognize. I know that one. This is Voltaire or something. Voltaire, that's Spain. KLM, obviously Dutch. Eurowings. Nice airport. Do you know, since getting this airport, this is the first time I've been here, I think. Car models look quite neat. So where are the Venice canals from here then? I wouldn't even know where to go. I know, I guess this has to be Venice over here, right? Here. Ah, no, it's here, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah, there we go. I'm not saying there's going to be gondolas running around anywhere. But yeah, this is it. Proof that we're in Venice. There's some gondolas by the side. Oh, there's plenty of them there, look. But nothing kind of animated, which would be cool. You know, you've got the guy singing the cornetto tune. Man, imagine living here, though. It's tightly packed, isn't it? Wow. It is very tightly packed. Is that... I mean, it's not all water, is it? There must be bits you can walk on. Oh, look, is this the squares with the people in? Or are they pigeons? No, loads of people. Oh, and this must be a very touristy place, I suppose. Oh, there's the beach, look. God, they've got all people on the beach. No one's in a bathing suit, of course. Jesus. I never knew it was like this. I want to screenshot that. Look at all the gondolas there. Oh, how cool this is, man. Still. Oh, look at that. The soles of the guy's foot has even got like a stickery thing on it. Not a sticker, but like a logo thing. Oh, I wasn't expecting to see all of this. Well, whoever's done this scenery, I guess it came with the airport, but whoever's done this scenery has put a lot of people. That must have taken a... Look at how many people. That must have taken ages to put all those people in. It looks great. I'm not going to lie. We've even got a moving ship here. It really looks good. It's supposed to be a flight simulator, though. We've just flown a Boeing from Germany to Italy. And yeah, we're looking at this little boating thing. Maersk. How do you pronounce it? Is it Maersk? Eland. I'm really quite impressed with the detail here. And the only way to get into this area, right, is across this bridge, if I'm not mistaken. Is it a bridge or is it just this road? It's a it's a rail track. It's trains. Is that the only way in and out? God, imagine. It's like a little shuttle service thing. Big ships there, look. Look at the detail up here, though. That's amazing. It'd be great just to run around with a little plane, you know, a little Cessna plane just going around here would be awesome. Is this just rail on its own and no road? Or is it rail and road? Is that road on the right hand side here? No, it's not. It's all rail. See, I didn't know this. I thought you could just drive in, but of course, where do you put your car if you get on the other side? There's nowhere to put a car, is there? Because it's all water. There's no parking. So it would make sense that there's no cars. It has to be train. So there's this little shuttle service that goes in and out. I'll be damned. Learning geography from Flight Sim. There's the cars. And then I guess, I don't know where the first train station is. How far can I follow this line? Is it here? I'm trying to figure where it is that people get off. That's amazing detail. My plane is somewhere. Oh, it's here. There's the airport. But we landed at 04 right, which I don't know which side that is. Yep, this is what we landed on right here. Actually, after seeing all that detail over there, I'm not surprised the frame rates fell. We landed and then I taxied off here and I was brought here, right? I should be directly below the camera. Is that me? That's me. There I am. Oh, very neat. Very, very cool. No, that's not me. That's me. Oh, slow down, camera. Trying to get it to slow down. There we go. Yes, that's our plane. There you go. Well, I like Venice. Very cool. But I'm gonna battle my frame rate issues, and the only way to do that is to start a flight somewhere at midday with clear skies and check the frame rate, and then exit the game and go out and see what's going on. So yeah, in the beta, this has been updated. The 747 avionics has been updated, and a lot of the systems have been updated quite significantly. And the Airbus Dreamliner 787 as no, is it 787, 767, 787? That one, the big one. Yeah, did I say Airbus? Yeah. So it would be oh, it is Boeing. Yeah, so that's a massive plane. So that thing's been updated in the beta, as has the Queen of the Skies. This one. This one I have. This is free. This is on the fly-by-wire installer. But this one's just received new updates, which are in beta, and I think they're coming out for release in June. Alright guys, I'm going to begin my decoding of the frame rate issue. I think London City Airport is good because it puts London in the background. I'll pick the last parking, 28. This is how I do my debugging. And this is the important bit. No traffic, right? Because that will introduce variables into the thing, and you don't want that. So no traffic, which, in other words, don't run FSLTL, no multiplayer, and custom, or preset, well, custom, would be not live weather, clear skies. None of this has to be real-time, real weather, none of it. And it has to be roughly around midday. So yeah, about midday, doesn't matter if it's a minute or so either way. So about midday, clear skies, same airport, same ramp, every time. Let's see what my default setting is. Same plane, even the same livery. Because some liveries I have are 4K, some are 8K. I'm just going to stick with this one. I saw a video the other day of somebody doing a helicopter flight over base camp in Everest on this, and it just looked really good, really nice. To think it's the same sim and everything. Venice west of, that is also Venice west of the railway bridge, looking at historical Venice. You're looking at the historical Venice. Yes, indeed, yeah. It was actually the historical one I was actually looking to find, the one with all the waterways and stuff. But yeah, no, you're right. Venice is much bigger than that little bit there. I wonder what the property prices are there. And the broadband speed. Oh, not in the historical part. No. Right, so this is London City. So we will have London in the background. That's me. Now it's obviously a bit icky now because it's loading in scenery, but oh. So out here we've got London over here, and you can see over there as well. So we've got parts of the City of London there, and also behind here. If I was to go into the drone and pop upwards, there's the O2 Arena. I think I'm using Orbix London's City. I think that was one of the earliest things I ever bought for this. Was the London scenery from Orbix. One of the first sceneries I ever bought. Yeah, it was. So, if I go back into the plane correctly, there we go. This is really bad. Frame rates are crap. So I've got to wait for all the scenery to load up. Isle of Dogs. Oh, really, Andy? Oh. What's the Isle of Dogs? Is that where the O2 is? Okay, so right now I'm looking at 40 frames per second. Considering London is just over there, 40 frames ain't that bad. Outside. I can't really see. 40. Oh, Jesus. Maybe I should pick an airport that's nowhere near London. Somewhere that's got not a lot of scenery. What's a small airport, Andy, in Ireland? A regional one. Would Shannon, Cork, something like that? Oh no, I want one that I know I haven't got anything that's third party of. Let me go to somewhere where. Ah, it's a dog leg in the river. Ah, comprendo. So if I go to, let's go up into Scotland here. Right, Glasgow. Do I have an airport for Glasgow? I don't know. I'm going to quickly check. Let's have a look in my airport list here. Glasgow is EGPF. Uh-oh. Oh, what the hell is going on here? Can't be right. Are you telling me that I've got 2 Glasgows? What? Oh dear. I may have 2 Glasgows. Let's give that one a miss. That can't happen. I've got 2 entries for Glasgow here. Oh, what am I doing? In Venice, I'm not going to bother with that. It has to be one where... Actually, it doesn't need to be a big plane. Let's just go turbo. Turbo. And we'll choose... Oh, I love this plane. It's so cool. No, yeah, this one. So let's go that one. Pilatus. The sound of the engine on this one is cool. Is it any of these? I have no idea where this is. Wow, that's just like a runway. Doesn't even got any parking areas, right? What are these for gliders? 686 meters of grass. I've got a couple of planes that could take off on that. EI, I think, is Ireland. So, oh, that's even less. 385 meters. Like I said, I've got a couple of planes that can, the short takeoff planes, which can do that. These are very, very small. No, Knock Airport's not showing off. But what about this one? Athboy Airport. That's an airport? Yeah, I don't think so. Nah, I don't think so. Thing is, if I start it here, it's going to start running. Cork. Connaught. Have I pronounced that wrong? Right, EIKN, there you go. Is it Connaught? Or is it a case that I cannot pronounce it properly? Right, so ramp 30 at Connaught. And flight conditions custom, midday, real time, clear skies. That's it. Yeah, well, actually, it might feature that airport, Andy. If I had the iCal, let me have a look for it. I remember when okay, so it's EIKN. It's called Ireland West Airport. So I guarantee you it's in the sim. I remember when we started up though, when I first got this flight sim, and I noticed quite early on that Malaga airport in Spain wasn't even in the sim. Like, what? How do you miss Malaga out? It's a fairly sized airport. Okay, my frame rates are 73 here. See, this is what I'm expecting. These kind of frames. So now what am I supposed to think? Why was I getting shitey frame rates coming into Venice? So yeah, 85, 86, 89, 92 frames per second, 88, 93, 92, 85, 88. Smooth as a baby's buttered arse. That's an image I don't want. Yeah, as smooth as hell, man. So, it's not the graphics drivers then, I guess. I'm still going to look at them though. No, not the aircraft. I've never had issues with the Boeing before. But you saw all those assets on the ground, right, in Venice. That was a lot. But even then taking off from Karlsruhe, unless that was a third-party airport, let's have a look. EDSB, the bank that likes to say yes. Yeah, Karlsruhe is third-party as well. That's why I took off from it. Baden-Baden. Yeah, so both airports that I took off and landed at were third-party. But yet in the air, when it was, although to be fair, it was nighttime. Is nighttime more frame rate intensive? My frame rates are back. I'm in the 80s here. Oh, this plane sounds so good when it starts up. What puts me off is this big metal bar here. Does me in. Right, I wonder if I could even... That's a propeller. Mixture. Could I even start this thing? Do you think I could remember to do it? We need... First thing is fuel. There's the valve. I don't know whether it's off or on. That'll be both, right? Oh, now. That's either going to be fuel flow or not fuel flow, or vice versa. Let's pretend that it's in the off state, and that is now fuel flow. So the other thing this will need, well, we have ignition, starter, ignition is on. Well, batteries. Okay, it's not letting me. Okay. Okay, so that's the power. So the power socket. If I break that circuit, anyway. Oops. Put the boost. Listen to that. Oh, listen to that sound. I love it. I love this plane. Just that kind of turbine sound spin, it just sounds fantastic. Yeah, my frame rates are great. But okay, we've got 83. Let's kind of flip it now to real time and real weather. Perhaps I should have thought about putting the lights on. Yeah, where's the panel lights? Got them. Doesn't look like to be a lot of lights on this plane. I guess we are blocked by the fuel box as well, though. It's a great little plane, this, it really is. By the power vested in me. Now I haven't got a freaking clue. Look at the reflection in the top here of the instruments in the glass. So we're flying over Ireland. It's a wicked little plane, this. And another plane that I do fly, which I haven't had, which has had updates, but I've not flown for ages, is the Spitfire. The church. Oh, the church owns the airport. Wow. Well, at least I don't have to pay any taxes on it. Alright, well, 75 frames per second. Okay. I think then just before I end, I'm just going to have a quick look in my video control panel. I want to make sure that my settings are as they should be. Because if they are, then I don't know what to think. Just having a quick look. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, they are set to where they need to be. Well, damn. Vertical sync is set to fast. Power manage mode is maximum performance. That looks like all I have. Okay. Well, I'll give my machine a reboot and bear with it, I suppose. Hope I don't get too many like that. Alright. I'm done. So, I survived. What time is it? Oh, it's only 3 o'clock. Yeah. Right. Alright, I'll be back hopefully tomorrow. I'll feel a little bit better, still more. And my voice held out, which I'm pleased with. Because it's been really croaky the last couple of days. Yeah. Alright. Thank you for being with me, Andy, and to the others who were here too. So I'll catch you next time, buddy. Bye for now.